The sun had dipped below the horizon, leaving the winding country road enveloped in an eerie twilight. As I drove my old pickup truck along the desolate highway, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that had settled over me. The radio crackled with static, adding to the sense of isolation. Just as I rounded a bend, I spotted a figure standing by the roadside, thumb outstretched in the universal gesture of a hitchhiker. Despite the chill running down my spine, I slowed down and pulled over. The hitchhiker approached, his face obscured by the shadow of his hood. "Thanks, man," the hitchhiker muttered as he climbed into the passenger seat, his voice barely audible over the hum of the engine. I nodded in response, feeling a pang of discomfort at the stranger's presence. For miles, we drove in silence, the only sound the rhythmic thud of the tires against the asphalt. I stole glances at the hitchhiker, my unease growing with each passing mile. There was something off about him, something that sent shivers down my spine. Suddenly, without warning, the hitchhiker spoke. "You can drop me off here," he said, his voice cold and distant. I glanced at him, puzzled by the abrupt request, but complied nonetheless. As he stepped out onto the roadside, I couldn't help but notice the chill in the air, the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. With a sense of relief, I continued on my journey, eager to put the strange encounter behind me. But as I approached the address the hitchhiker had given me, a sense of dread settled over me like a suffocating blanket. Pulling up to the curb, my heart skipped a beat when I saw the dilapidated house looming before me. It was the same house I had passed just moments earlier, the same house where I had dropped off the hitchhiker. But as I peered through the grimy windows, I realized the truth. The house was abandoned, a relic of a bygone era, its windows shattered and its walls crumbling. And then, as if in a nightmare, I saw her, the hitchhiker, standing on the porch, her pale face illuminated by the faint glow of the moon. Unable to tear my eyes away, I watched in horror as the figure faded into the darkness, leaving behind nothing but a chill in the air and a sense of dread that would haunt me for the rest of my days. For I had just encountered the Vanishing Hitchhiker, a ghostly apparition doomed to wander the lonely roads forever, trapped between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. And as I drove away, the echoes of her mournful wail filled the night, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked just beyond the edge of reality. The memory of that night would forever be etched into my mind, a reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead, the real from the supernatural. And as I drove on into the night, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had just brushed against something otherworldly, something beyond my comprehension.